So, last season, De'Aaron Fox got traded to the San Antonio Spurs to help lead this team with Victor Wembanyama, and this season, well, he's showing everyone why he should be talked about as one of the top point guards.
Johnson gets to the deck. Exclamation point from Fox. Oh! A phenomenal Fox finish.
De'Aaron Fox isn't your typical pass-first point guard. He's actually a track star that happens to be good at basketball, as he can get wherever he wants on the floor in a flash, and this leads to the Spurs being the 5th seed in the Western Conference while having a 9-3 record since losing Victor Wembanyama to injury. When you watch him play, you tend to forget about the numbers, as instead it's about how he gets his buckets in a blur. From his high-speed movement to his much improved shooting, every move in his bag is designed to put his defenders in a whirlwind that they can't escape. But what exactly makes Fox so elite? Well, it's not just speed, it's how he uses it. Fox doesn't just blow by defenders, he manipulates them. His first step forces defenders to step backwards, and the moment you retreat, he's already rising into that smooth pull-up jumper he sharpened year after year. If you try to press up on him tight to speed him up, well, that's not the brightest thing to do, as he can shift gears quickly to slice downhill and collapse the entire defense in seconds to either score the ball or kick it to a teammate to get a bucket. And once he gets inside, he has that soft touch, the hang time finishes, the high placement layups, and the sudden floaters that leave shot blockers swiping at air. So what makes Fox truly dangerous is the versatility in how he scores. He doesn't always need a screen, he doesn't need a mismatch. He just needs to know where he wants to go and he'll make it happen. From the burst into the mid-range shots, to the drives that leave defenders in the dust, all the way to the improved 3-ball that keeps defenders honest, he has answers for every coverage that makes him one of the toughest covers in the league. But how exactly does he do it? Say he catches on the run with no one directly in front of him. Well, at this moment, the Warriors have 3 defenders who could hustle to get in front. But with sheer speed, Fox explodes to the rim past everyone while maneuvering in midair to avoid the contest to kiss this off the glass.
Switching hands, De'Aaron Fox.
Now with the defense worried about that drive, if they continue to backpedal to be ready for it, he can now use his space to rise up over the top of them with confidence. And with him being so crafty, he can use that handle to get into a hezzy to blow past his man, and instead of going right to the rim, Fox will snake into his defender space to basically X them out the play while bouncing into the paint for the fade over the help. Honestly, it's pick your poison when you're dealing with someone who can pick you apart in various ways. And if I had to say what the most compelling thing about his game is, I would say it's the way he can attack the defense off the dribble to convert inside. When you're someone who can beat any defender in the league off the dribble, this gives you a major advantage when attacking that many guys don't have. When coming up the floor here, it may look like the Hawks have him cut off with 2 defenders right in front of him. But here's the thing, with this defender trying to close in on Fox to complete the double, it leaves an angle to be exploited, and that's to go right around the outside. Now if this was a regular guard, they might be able to slow him down to set up the offense. But who are we kidding? We're talking about arguably the fastest guy in the league, so this is when Fox can use that push cross to make the defenders collide before hitting the paint, and now with only one guy to worry about, Fox converts inside with no issue. With speed being Fox's best friend, he's able to have more opportunities at the rim than most players, so when the Spurs run this elevator screen action going to the De'Aaron side, this is where we will see Wemby start to make his way towards the middle of the paint to give San Antonio an option to send him the ball when he runs up the middle. But would you look at that? For a second option, you now have an entire side cleared out for Fox, and trust me, nobody, and I mean nobody, is able to stay in front once he bursts out that triple threat to the rim. You'll see Fox use his speed in many ways to get a clean look at the basket, and sometimes it won't even be for himself, because right when the big thinks he's going to come off the screen to go score inside, this actually opens up Cornet cutting down the middle, and now the lob is underway. Things like that are what the defense has to be careful about. He can use his speed to either go score with ease, or he can use it to make defenders commit to him fully, and now with 2 defenders committed to him, making the outside man have to play the middle between 2 players, Fox can now kick it out to Vassell for pure money. This speed is truly something that cooks defenders time and time again down the floor. Say Fox is to choose not to use the screen on this play here, well at first it's a simple spin away, but now with Watson on his hip and not in front, it's up to these 2 help defenders to get in front to slow him down. First we see a stun inside that basically does nothing, and with Murray being way too late on the rotation, Fox is able to glide right past him to kiss it off the glass. That right there is one way he can choose to reject the screen to then use his speed, but say he wants to take a more simpler approach, well Fox will quickly notice that this entire right side is open to pursue, so instead of going off left, Fox used that sharp crossover to get the step on Jose, and this time, instead of leaping right past the defender, he actually stops abruptly to allow the defender to get on that trampoline, and now he gets the and one.
Makes it 9, and a chance for 10.
The thing with Fox is that he understands when and when not to use that quickness, such as here when Brown is chasing him and Jokic is sliding over to funnel him into the sideline. He waits until Jokic fully releases off to then burst towards the opening, and even though Najee slides over to close up this gap, Fox is able to use the footwork to evade the defense and get the and-one from that slight push from Brown. Yeah, no matter what the defense does, Fox will find a way to navigate to the rim. Say he comes off the screen and your big hedges out wide, well here comes a split when shifting directions to go score. If your big instead decides to play drop while Fox comes off at a slower pace, he can soon kick it in gear to get to the basket to place this high off the glass. And then if he wants to play a little game with the defense, Fox will snake it to McDaniels off the screen to keep him playing chase. And if you look down low, Cornet is sealing off Gobert, so Fox can easily go around to lay this in. There's truly an endless amount of ways Fox can navigate to get to the basket, but for those times the defense does have positioning to be right in front, here's where his scoring from a little further out comes in handy. If we're being honest, this part of his game might just be the most deadly, because all of us in the defense already understand to be ready for his driving game. So once you're in this position, you're actually in some deep trouble. With his man trailing the play and a big waiting on him to attack, this is where Fox could explode to the rim, so that's why you see Anthony Black trying hard to get back. But at the same time, he could rise up for that jumper as well. So now when Fox serves that up fake, this makes Black leap up to hopefully contest the shot, but all this was a setup for the step through into a floater. You'll see him use that same speed we just talked about to completely evade the double team to get downhill, but this time, instead of taking it all the way inside, he can stop before the big gets to him to use that soft touch over the top. And then when the defense is already waiting on him and isn't too far back, Fox can get crafty with that Euro to get into the paint, and although the defender is draped all over him, he's just too locked in. This in-between area starts to get really tough to guard as the defense doesn't know whether he's going to pull up for that mid-range jumper or decide to get closer in for the float. But if there's one thing I can tell you for sure, when he's dead set on navigating on the floor to get his shot off, things can really get nasty. For Fox, it's not always about creating space in this area, as long as he gets to his spot, he'll rise up over the top to knock it down. You could play amazing defense with the help sliding over to take away his drive, but the thing is, he does not care. He just wants to stop and pop. Other times, just to gain a little bit of an advantage, he'll use that slight hezzy to catch the defense off guard, making them get in the air, to then use that step back for pure money. And then if the defender stays glued to him all the way throughout the play, well Fox will use that bump while stepping back to gain some separation, and the bank is open to collect the check. A lot of the time you'll see Fox keep it fairly simple by just pulling up once he feels he has some space, but believe me when I say it, he can get mad creative with that handle before nailing the jumper. To start off small, he can use that quick cross to shift LeBron before stepping back into that pull-up. To take things up a notch, he can use that combo handle to make Dennis bite at everything before pouring in the fadeaway. If that wasn't enough, well when he comes off the screen while the help defender is sliding down to cover him, Fox will spin off in a blur to get a bucket.
The spin cycle.
And just to elevate things to the highest level, Fox just shows Austin Reeves why he's an elite player.
Point advantage, Fox against Reeves. The spin and score. De'Aaron Fox.
So far this season, Fox has converted 40% of his mid-range shots, and as much as his mid-range shooting can cook defenders, his confidence is elevated from the outside to the point where he rises up over defenders without any hesitation. Whether it's off the catch or the pull-up, he can deliver 3 points for his team in a quickness, as he's knocking down nearly 38% of his 6 threes per game. At times, he'll use that change of pace to make a defender step back to guard the drive before rising up for the knockdown. And even if it's not that pace change that makes them back up, Fox will use that punch dribble to make Jackson take a step back, and you already know it's straight cash. It honestly gets to a point where Fox doesn't care about the defense smothering him, as he'll pull up over them like they're not even there.
He'll fire, and he gets it to go!
And I'm telling you, this isn't a one-off thing, as Fox bears the triple over a heavy contest once again.
Because it's going to go up. And that is a real deep three and a difficult one.
This season has been amazing for De'Aaron Fox so far. And for the Spurs, when they get Wemby back, it'll be exciting to see how this season plays out for them. Down below, comment Fox if you want to see more videos and what you like about his game. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.